Hello, EGR 101 students. Dr. Amadon is here with you again, and what I want to talk to you about today is the Engineering Lab Notebook. When you work on an engineering job and you're working on a project, all your work is generally recorded in a paper notebook. This is one area where we haven't completely computerized everything. We haven't went completely digital with everything. So much of the work that you do in your class, in this class for your design project, and much of your homework is going to be done in an engineering lab notebook to get you used to the practice of using one of these. Now, you have an option here. You can go online to Amazon and look up Engineering Lab Notebook and purchase a standard notebook. They're fairly inexpensive, but they're going to probably cost you in the range of $10 to $20. As an alternative, you can simply get a composition book with quad-ruled paper, graph paper, and you can get these at Staples or even probably at Meijer's for just $1 or $2. Now, what I want you to do in this first day is begin the process of setting up your notebook. And I'll explain to you how you use the notebook after that. So the first thing that you should have in the notebook is your cover page. So in this case, in this notebook, I put my name and EGR 101, the subject in it. Now, you need to make these entries in ink. You should not use a permanent marker because it'll bleed through. You don't use a pencil because it can be erased. You use ink, black or blue ink. The next 2 pages will be the table of contents. Now, what I like to do is put the table of contents on this page on the right because that's where your eyes generally go to. And you're going to have the page, a column for the page number, and then a column for the title of the page. Now, I reserve this other page here for a continuation. So I write on the top, my table of contents continued. So the first thing you should probably write in here is page 1, table of contents continuation, page 2, table of contents. And the first thing you should probably do is go through your notebook and number each of these pages through the entire notebook. Now, one of the first things I'm going to want you to do in this notebook is put in one of your first homework assignments. One of the things I'm asking you to do this week is to find a code of ethics for the area of engineering you are most interested in. In my notebook, I put in the code of ethics from the Institute of Electrical and Electronic Engineers, or IEEE. My background is in electrical engineering, and so I wanted to put the code of ethics for that. For this class, you're going to look up a code of ethics associated with the area of engineering you're looking at, and your first entry here will be the code of ethics. Now, like all entries, you need to have a date at the top. I wrote March 9th, 2022, because that's when I started my notebook. The title, the IEEE Code of Ethics. And on the bottom, I sign and date it. This is something you need to get in the habit of doing. When engineers do entries for each day, at the end of every day, they sign the bottom of their lab notebook. So if it was August 20th, 2022, and you were to enter the title of the page and you did some work here, you'd sign on the bottom of the page. If you only use part of the page, you put a line through it and you'll write no further entries this page. You don't want to leave blank space. Other people could add stuff. Now, if you were doing something that was really, really unique, that it was so unique that maybe you're going to file for a patent for it, in that case, you should add an additional signature, the signature of a witness. The witness would affirm that, in fact, they were there and observed the fact that this was your work. These engineering lab notebooks are very, very, very important. Almost all engineering companies where you're doing design work require engineers and even engineering technicians who are working on projects to keep these notebooks. So I hope you enjoy the process of keeping these notebooks. If you have any questions about the notebook, please email me and I'll answer your questions about the notebook. During the midterm, I'm going to ask you to turn in your notebook. If you're in the face-to-face class, I'll actually turn them in, and while you're working in class, I'll review them that day and give you a midterm grade. If you're taking the online version of this class, what I'm likely to have you do is take pictures of your notebook and show it to me, either in the form of a video you do on your phone or simply screenshots of each page that you did, so I can review your notebook. Again, if you have any questions about this, please talk to me. That's all I have, so hope you've enjoyed this video and hope you enjoyed working with your notebooks. Thank you.